Hi, Starseeds. This is Oriah. I am the founder of United Starseed Connections group on Facebook. And today is a very special day because I am going to be interviewing / talking to my husband, Riz, who is a very well-known psychic medium trance channel. And today he is going to be channeling his main gatekeeper, Red Eagle. So some of you have heard me talk about this over the course of the last few months, and some of you have had questions about the Circle of Light. And this is a great opportunity for you to get an idea. Normally we have a group setting where there's people that will come on Zoom and ask questions to Red Eagle directly. But in this case, I will be the one asking the questions. And I will just ask a few questions from our global perspective of the things that concern us and the things that we have been talking about. And we'll see what Red Eagle has to say. So thank you so much for being here and doing this for us. And I'm really excited.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
And hi, Starseeds. I've been watching the page with bewilderment and joy and surprise and delight and reassurance that this community, this tribe exists and is sincere and is watching and listening and speaking. So thank you for all of you are making that community. It's really fun. And I say fun in the sense that it's fun on the side of like, I get to see what people are posting every day, but it's fun in a very deep, spiritual and profound way, because it's a place where we can kind of play, and it's free from all of this really hardcore fighting that you see on Facebook and people just, no, you're wrong and I'm right and all of that stuff, instead of the actual connection of an essence that you all are discovering and sharing with each other. So who knows where it's going to go? Well, the spirit guides know where it's going to go. So I've stopped saying who knows. The spirit guides always know. So what do you want to do?
So why don't you guide us in and prepare us for your launch, and we'll just follow along and go into your meditative state, and then you can slip out like you say.
Let's talk a little bit about what channeling is, just for
Sure.
a brief. So what is a channel? A channel, geographically, like the English channel or canal, it is a passageway through which water flows, or in this case, through which spiritual energy flows, spiritual information, knowledge, wisdom, coming from the universe as we are agreeing to call it. We're all just saying it's the universe, whether we say spirit guides or higher consciousness, the universe. Let's say the universe. So the channel is through which it comes. The channel on the television is the spectrum or the frequency that it's catching and showing it to you. Those are television channels. And then as we channel, or as myself, who is a full trance channel, that means that I completely leave my body during the channeling experience, and the spirit guides use my body as the way you might say a ventriloquist uses a ventriloquist doll. They are speaking through you, or the way a musician uses an instrument. All of those metaphors are fine. It simply means that I'm opening myself up to be the vessel for it to come through. And I don't really remember what it is that is said during my channeling sessions. Whatever I'm supposed to remember, I'll remember. This is a little bit different today, because in my Circle of Light, it's personal messages. Today isn't about personal messages. It is about the cosmic perspective and the deeper insight. And even at this moment, I don't know what Red Eagle is going to talk about, but I was told that this young lady is going to ask me some questions, ask Red Eagle some questions, and we'll see where it goes. Red Eagle is this very wise, powerful, very powerful, strong being who is kind of like a warrior grandfather figure, but from the cosmos. He's lived many lifetimes, not just as Red Eagle, but different ethnicities, as he has often told me. He has always said to me, don't get stuck on me looking the way you think I'm going to look when you cross over and you see me. I may not look Native American to you. I might look like an alien. I might look like a little girl. I have many forms. But what he's also told me is that the lifetime where he was Red Eagle on the earth, just over a century ago, was one of his favorite and very true to his original essence. So enjoy him, and we'll start it off with a little meditation. And after the meditation, I'll kind of step out or slip out, as Oriah says, and he'll come in. And, the voice changes and all sorts of changes happen in my being. In the meditation, please do it the way that I'm doing it. So really follow along at home. If there's any distractions in your room, noise, the radio, the TV, try to close the doors and maybe pull the shades and let yourself really focus. Pause this video here if you need to make the environment very supportive of this experience, because it's not just that you're watching me channel, but psychically we're creating this energetic, I call it the symbol of infinity, like the number 8. And it's going through me, through Oriah, and through the ether to where you are now. So you are part of this channeling. You're not separate or the observer. And you will find that you will become more open after today's session. So are we ready, Oriah?
We are ready.
All right. So if you can sit down the way that I'm sitting, that would be great. If not, you can lay down. And at this point, let's close our eyes. My eyes are closed. Please relax yourself. And we're going to begin with a breath, a deep breath in at the count of 3. At the count of 3, you will breathe in through your nose, inhaling as much air as you possibly can. Envision this air as golden light, filling your lungs, filling your bones, filling your skin, filling your organs. And then you will hold the breath till I ask you to exhale. Wait till I ask you to exhale and release all the air. Breathe out through your mouths. Let's try that. 1, 2, breathe in. All the way in. Hold the breath now, my friends. Hold it. Relax your shoulders. Just drop them. And breathe out. Breathe in again. Slower, keeping your eyes closed. Slowly. Inhale slowly, filling up with air. Hold the breath. Relax every muscle in your face as you are holding this breath. And exhale. Bowing your head with your eyes closed. Bring your awareness to the point between your eyebrows, which is your third eye, your portal. I want you to imagine a gentle and glowing white light that is beginning to gently pulsate and send ripples of energy, ripples of light in every direction, surrounding you in light. Now you are in a circle of light, and that circle is getting bigger, bigger than your room, bigger than your home, bigger than your block, bigger than your city, bigger than the entire planet. Now see the planet Earth in your mind's eye in a ball of light. Relaxing as you do this. The light is powerful, sending its energy to all the forms of life on planet Earth, including the Earth itself. As I say this blessing, repeat it in your mind. Great Spirit of Love, thank you for reuniting us. We are grateful for the many blessings of the past, the present, and the future. We are also grateful for the blessings in disguise of the past, the present, and the future. We send love to our ancestors and to our descendants. To our ancestors known or unknown, to our descendants born or unborn, and to all beings everywhere, we wish upon you peace. So relax your entire body and feel that light get very bright. I'm going to start off in Om. Om is the cosmic sound of the universe, the hum of the motor behind everything, the And so I'm going to start the Om off, and you join me right there at home. Let the sound out. As best as you can, try to match the note. And after that, I'll say goodbye, and Red Eagle will say hello. Hello, I'm Red Eagle. You had a very famous writer. He write a book. It starts off with the words, "Was best of times, was worst of times." And I believe in every era, people will say that. They will say, these are the worst of times. Things were better in the old days. Everything was better in the old days. For older people, the music was better in the old days. They are very sure of it. The younger people are also very sure that it was not better. So what do? You have the clash between the past and the present, and the future that is slowly wanting to become the present. You have generations. You have the young. You have the young adults. Then you have the adults and older adults. And you call them generations. You have technology that you say, this is next gen, next generation. Usually it means it is better, it is faster, it is stronger, it has more capacity. It can regenerate, maybe. All of your technology that you call next gen. Now, with the generations of people, the older generations will complain. I don't like this or this about this generation. No, things are starting to even out as you become more spiritually open. You start to say, hey, this generation is onto something. They don't have some of the backwards thoughts that we had. They are actually lighter, stronger, have more capacity. They're more flexible too. This is what you want out of technology. You have a technology that you are watching this transmission on. When this next generation of your laptop or computer or phone comes out, hopefully it will have more battery capacity. It will use energy more wisely. It will have a clearer, sharper, more saturated picture. It will have better sound quality. It will have better, stronger components that will be lighter, not heavier, and stronger. Maybe they will be flexible. Maybe one day you will take this laptop, be able to fold it into a little tiny square, and it will unfold because you have not yet developed the material yet for this to be very functional. Imagine to take hard metal, to scrunch it up, and for it to unfold perfectly and strong. These resources are on your planet right now. They are not resources that are coming from somewhere else. They're already here. You just have to uncover them. The materials that made this computer and this phone, these materials were here. The source materials were here 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. So what is different? The person who received the information from above and the way that they were able to unearth the raw materials and to put them together in order to make this technology, which carries information. So always the channel of information, it is omnipresent. The flow of the universe, the flow of reality is omnipresent. Whether you are in the flow or not is a feeling. Because the flow is going. Whether you are a rock in the flow of the river does not mean you're not part of the flow. Your job is to be a rock. You happy doing that? Do it. But the flow does not stop. Even if you think you are stopped or stagnant, you are not. Because reality is ever evolving, always generating, and regenerating, if you want to call it that. So you are interested in what is next. What's going to happen here or there? We're happy to answer questions. You are hello.
Hi. Thank you for being here. I know
Look,
you're always here.
We're always here.
I know. Well,
whether you are here, that is the question.
That's the good
It's
question.
here. Your mind is over there or over there, then you're not here. So we're always here. You people, not always here.
There are some people who have been complaining of very strong reactions and physical ailments from the news and the things they're watching. And it's really affecting them emotionally and mentally. Some are passing out, getting nauseous, getting sick. And could you talk a little bit more about that and how people can balance out and feel better during this time?
When you understand that you are the processors of information, when you understand that you are the processors of information. Information is everywhere. For some people to feel spirit guides would be very frightening because their belief is anything that is not the physical body is wrong. Maybe they feel it is voodoo. Maybe they feel it is some kind of witchcraft, the way they perceive to be witchcraft, the negative thing they have created. You understand? So they maybe will not like to feel spirits. They will say that is wrong. And the way they process that information can be enough to give them a heart attack. If a ghost shows up in front of some people, it can give them a heart attack. If the ghost shows up to some people who have always wanted to see spirits, their heart will come alive. You people see UFO, you probably will celebrate. Others see them, they'll pull out the guns. So what you are talking about is information, Oriah. The reaction to information. Whether that information is what you call true or not. You say, well, I have found the facts. These are the facts I believe. All right. You are entitled to all of your own truths. Whether it is about the political arena or situation, whether it is about the way they have various institutions as part of your society, whether you believe there are many levels underneath the government, whether you believe that whether people are authentic or not, whether you believe the soil is polluted or not, or the air, you will have your evidence for all of it. But as people, as souls, who are wanting to have freedom, we give you a new freedom of Information Act. Oh.
Freedom of Information Act.
The government, they have that Freedom of Information Act.
Wow, that's true.
We give you a spirit guide, Freedom of Information. You have the freedom to understand that information is neutral. We'll give you an example. You can call it a fact or not. You will understand why we say it in a moment. You will die. No, feel it. If you're simply in your head right now, you'll say, I got it, go to the next thing. No, feel it. You will be in a funeral, but not the ones alive, you there in the box. And this will all be over as you know it. Now, everybody will have different reactions. Some people right now say, good. Some will say, I want to push it off as long as I can. Some will say, I don't want to die a horrible death, maybe old and asleep. But this statement is neutral. You will die. You will be born. Now you might think that that one is happy, but you will die, will be sad. But you cannot have one without the other. Death and birth is the same doorway. The doorway is neutral. In fact, perhaps it is not even neutral, it is joyous. It is a portal of freedom, more freedom to express. When you die, you will have more freedom to express. When you are born, whether you're human, alien, whatever you feel you will be, you will again have more freedom to express. So some people will see the information as bad, as you call bad, or good, but it is neutral. So the information, you say, well, how can it be neutral if I see all the bad things in the world? I have to have a feeling about it. It is not that you have to have a feeling about it. You already have a feeling about it. You're not choosing to have a feeling. There is a reaction in you. And the reaction is for you to look at, not to live in the entire time. If you live in the reaction, you are called a reactive person, a person who holds grudges, a person who cannot let go. You'll have to process information first by the initial reaction. We give you a piece of information, you have a reaction. The reaction might be that you are up in arms. You don't like what you heard, you have to do something about it. So you will then start the planning in your mind. Some of you will stay in your mind about it and simply turn into giving opinions, supporting a cause mentally, emotionally, but not to physically do. Some will physically do something about it. Some people want to change the leadership, they will try to kill the leader. Some will try to vote the leader. Some will try to create a new system. Some will leave the place that the leader is leading, so they don't have to deal with the leader. Some will take their life, they don't have to deal with the planet. They are processing information in their own way. So the physical ailments that are happening, you might say, who is creating that reaction within the body? Your body, you decide if it is sacred or not. You decide if you want to feel that way. But there is something perhaps you cannot avoid in the physical reality on this planet or plane of existence, is that all of you have chosen a physical form. This human body is kind of what we call an interface. It is how you interface in the physical environment here. You play video game, you choose a body, a character, you interface. Now this body is a feedback loop. It is a loop that goes between what you may call the feeling body and the physical body. The feeling body meaning where you hold your memories, your beliefs, your patterns, they are in a feeling body. So the body will tell you something to look at. That is why you have understood. You get the pain in your lower back, usually has to do with support. You get the pain in your feet, stepping forward. The knees, balance, hips, sciatic nerve, anger, liver and kidneys, fear and anger. Your lungs, they process grief. Your throat process communication. So you can learn about these things. So you understand that the body is there to speak back to you. Now, are you going to walk around all the time just constantly receiving this information through the body, and then you become so overly concerned with your physical well-being that you become paranoid and kind of hypochondriac, and always having to do work on yourself, fix this and fix that? Well, certainly the body needs maintenance, and certainly you need to listen to the body to help you understand deeper concepts. But as you begin to let go of certain very core beliefs, what are core beliefs? Life is hard, core belief. If you were taught life was hard, you'll always find evidence that you see, life is hard. You see, life is hard. If you were taught from a very young age, life is joyful, creative experience, you will find creative and joyful experiences more often. So what you all are doing is you're learning how to become very good deprogrammers and reprogrammers. You are a programmable being. That means you can program yourself, and others can program you too. Of course you can. They programmed you when you were young. Now they're still programming you. Certain programs on television will program you. Some of them are very pleasant. Some you find to be troublesome. Don't watch them. But also don't be afraid to watch them. So what you will understand is the information that is running through your system is also going to inform you about the information that is coming in. You already have information. You have a core belief system. Men should act like that. Women should act like that. Moms and dads should act like this and this. Bosses should act like that. Students should act like that. Citizens should act like that. The guy at the traffic light should act like this. And the teacher should act like this. And students should act like this. And rich people should act like this. And poor people should act like this. Should. Those are core beliefs. The moment things are not that way, you will have a reaction. And if that vibration or that reaction is never processed, you don't transcend it, you don't transmute it, and you end up becoming sick, as you say. You see something that really disgusts you mentally, you say, that makes me sick. You're right, it does. But I cannot change it, you say. It will always make me sick. Hey, it always makes you sick. It will always make you sick. Then you say, well, what am I supposed to do? Like it? No, you don't have to like anything. How long is your list of things you don't like? Maybe you should check it. If lately your things are filling up the list of things you don't like, and it's getting longer and longer, then that vibration is going to permeate. You should start making lists of things you like and make that list longer and longer. How else will the vibration change? In you, in the reactions of what's happening around you. What do you want to know?
Next question. There has been, it's interesting because on one side you have healers who are wanting to uplift the population and help everybody feel better in the midst of this upheaval that's been happening. And on the other side, we want to also reflect that we're very aware of all of the things that are happening. But what we're noticing is that as we start to go into the conversation of children and abuse of children, there's been more and more stories that are coming up, and it's getting deeper and deeper. And this is where a lot of people draw the line, and they don't know how to process anything to do with violence towards children. So it becomes more challenging as a healer to let people know that we're aware of what's happening. And at the same time, this is not a good versus evil conversation, but this is process, and this is going towards evolution, and we're here to support. People have a hard time accepting and understanding that. And I would like you to talk more about children on the planet. And
they don't want to accept. They don't want to accept. They don't want to accept there are horrible things happening.
They don't want to accept that. They can accept that, but I think they don't want to accept the fact that they think they're turning a blind eye if they take care of their being and celebrate their life and not take care of these atrocious acts of violence towards children.
It is illogical. It is like saying, if you are dirty, you should only focus on the shower, never on the nice clothes you will wear after, or the nice fragrance you will put on your body after, or do not comb your hair or do whatever you do to look acceptable in your society. That you only should believe that you have to continually scrub, that you cannot do one without the other. Maybe you can't. But you must do both. Yes, you must scrub. You must wash the dirt off of the collective human body that is accumulated from improper understanding, neglect, pain. That is what perverts anything. So it is time, and this is not the first wave of this kind of behavior amongst the human societies contemporary. Your Bibles have talked about it, your Korans, your Vedas, all these books have talked about this. Hey, this is to understand the preciousness of the children, to understand that this is the purity of that soul that all of you want to get back to. It is already in there, but to let yourself be in that joy. So what are you teaching them? You will teach them that their beauty is there, and you fight for it because you already believe in that beautiful, pure essence. So it angers you because now you're getting to it. When it comes to children, you will draw the line. Good, you must draw lines. Even the tribes, we draw the line. This is our land here, then your land over there on the other side of the river. This is what we had to do. Because we understand this plane of existence, this school that you call Earth life, it will involve drawing lines. So you must, but it does not mean that you don't have joy. You have to learn how. That when you are healing, you're not always trying to fix. If a child has been out in the cold, in the freezing, icy weather with frostbite, you wrap blankets around them, don't you? To warm them up. Then you will feed them soup, yeah? Then what else will you do? Maybe give them a cookie, a little sweetness too. You don't just work on fixing them. So you are meant to, if you want to honor life, you must celebrate life. If you want to dedicate fighting without celebrating, you're not in the totality, the flow. As we say, you're not surrendered to the flow and moving and experiencing it, growing. That is just guilt. I cannot have celebration until this is cleared. Hey, you will find so many things you need to clear in this school. So you have your lists. You have a priority list. Do it. Then see how you feel. Some are willing to sacrifice all of their good feelings to fight the fight. It is their karmic path. Do it. They say, I will, and I will not complain about anything. Good, do it. Do not expect everyone to do it that way. Many people feel that unless they are doing everything in the way they are doing it, that the other person is wrong and they are some higher plane of existence. They are better. Universe does not see you better. Universe is not a council of people who is judging you. That is for religion. The universe or the guides or the things that you refer to as the council of elders are of the light, of understanding the totality of reality creation, that everything is synergistically combined. So life and death and the horrors of war and disease and crime and injustice, you say that will be heaven on earth. When we eradicate these things, then we can play. So why have any play at all? Just work all the time. Then when it is perfect, you can play. You will be dead by then, but you say, I'm willing to. You see the vicious cycle? It is kind of totalitarian and absolutist and very hardcore.
Next question. So I've been hearing from the starseeds, there's people who are confused about the third eye phenomenon. They think there's blocks and like metal plates and there's so many things they feel that are in the way of them receiving information or having connection to their guides.
Your third eye is not a physical organ. The body is a manifestation in a so-called three-dimensional dense form that you guys created in order to express yourselves and to understand the physical form you have chosen. All of you have chosen the form you are in. If we were to somehow remove your pineal gland, you think you would not have a third eye? You think your third eye is in flesh? Your third eye is your understanding. What about Helen Keller? You want to talk about understanding? You're going to talk to Helen Keller about her third eye? She did not have two eyes. Maybe she had 8 eyes. Maybe she just was one big eye. What do you know? So you're worried about the chemicals blocking your third eye. Then do what you must. All you have to do is breathe the fresh air. That is good. Very good place to start. Fresh air. Breathe it in. Relax yourself in the space between your eyebrows. Now, you have a physical location of a gland you call pineal gland. You don't need me to tell you all these things. You can research. We will talk to you about the reason why you chose to even have it, this thing called the third eye. What about when you die? Where will all your chakras go when you die? You say they're located in the spine. You will not have a spine anymore. Now where are they? Think about it. You have a chakra system for the physical body, lifetime experience. It comes with the car. You bought a car, this is the car. It comes with this system inside of it. Once the car is over, the system is gone. It is a temporary, let us call it a point of reference. The chakras are a point of reference. Each chakra is a point of reference. In the physical body, there is a correlation in the so-called nervous system of each chakra and a different frequency, because you are frequency, your electromagnetic frequency, in water and ether. So it is good to know how the system, the car, runs and what are the good tips for it, so that it can run smoother, to burn fuel more efficiently and have a very comfortable ride while you enjoy the scenery of your journey. So, what blocks the third eye? You think the third eye can be blocked in a Buddha? You think you can put plates in the Buddha's head, going to affect his third eye? Or in Kuan Yin, you can block her third eye? You say, well, I am not a Buddha or a Kuan Yin. Really? They have been telling you you are for all these years. They have never said you are not a Kuan Yin or a Buddha. Every teaching is you are the Kuan Yin and the Buddha. So now what? You are in a standoff with the spirit guides, the universe, and you. Well, maybe that is what it has always been. Maybe you have always been in a standoff. You say, I will see it when I will believe it when I see it. We say, when you believe it, you will see it.
Next question. So starseeds are also commenting on and believing in some sort of rapture of aliens in light ships that will come down and rescue or beam up the chosen ones, etc. And even though I tried to hear it from a metaphysical point of view and not a literal point of view, I think there's some confusion and some misunderstanding of the support system that our ascended masters and teachers are supporting us with. So could you elaborate more on that?
These are not the transmissions from all the guides or teachings in every era. They have been a mixture of both. Some of the teachings have been, you may call filtered. If you want to call it kind of polluted, you can use that word. Polluted simply means a lot of people added stuff to it. So we say this to you. If you think there are ships going to come and take certain people away, they have already done so. Don't you think people have disappeared from the planet and have gone up in ships never to return, or you think that it's never happened? Why is that not the rapture? Or is it only the rapture when they take you? What if they come and don't take you? Will you believe in the rapture then? You will just accept it, huh? I guess they were better. Yeah. Then you will curse the aliens. Why did I believe all that stuff? You took them, but not me? Maybe they will. You have been taught. You have been sent messages of the reality of simultaneous time. You know what that is? That means, yeah, that means everything is now. That means everything is now. Your past lives, your future lives, everything happening at once. That is why you have psychic intuition. You have what is called bleed through. That means you begin to hear through other dimensions. You feel deja vu. You feel you have been here before. You feel you knew this person before. So for understanding, we will say before and after are terminologies that are linear time-based. Before, during, after. It is linear time. We can use these words as we talk to you to help you understand. So, there are many different realities. There are realities where they land and they go. But it can also be a kind of very religious, traditional religious. The good will be saved, the bad will, what will happen to the bad? You let them die, huh? You say, yeah, I will. All right. Some will think you are bad. They will let you die. Then you will say, yeah, let them. I will never agree with them. Yeah, that's why we're here. To debate with you on the validity of eternal love.
Last question. Can you tell us about the conscious, intelligent life form this coronavirus has taken or has been developed as?
Well, all life forms are conscious. All viruses, bacteria, all of them are conscious. They are part of consciousness. You are living in a reality that is perfectly regenerative. That means that it will constantly regenerate itself, whether it is what you call nature or whether it is even machines, or because that is what you want to do. You want to create machines that can think for themselves and replicate as well. So creation is the main essence of your purpose. You want to create all the time. You're watching this now. You want to create a understanding. You will be done with watching this. You will be in your home or your job creating something else. So, all living things, what you call living things, plants kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, celestial kingdom, what you call living things. Maybe you don't think cardboard box is a living thing. No, it does not have feelings. It is not a sentient being, but it is alive. Every molecule of the cardboard box is alive. And so while it does not have feelings, it is consciousness in a different form. The box is not sad nor happy. it is neutral. It is part of a physical density that you have created in order to manipulate with, to explore, to create, to recreate, to destroy, whatever it is. It is programmable, like water is programmable. You can program water. It is neutral. So, the virus that is currently being focused on, there are many viruses happening right now that you're not focused on. This virus you're focused on, it's gotten your attention. It has permeated the fabric, or let us say, has permeated the blood system of society as you know it everywhere around the world. This is the first time in history that every single person on the planet is experiencing the same exact thing. The same things are at risk, the same things are changing, the same things are being uprooted for every single person on the planet. So, its intelligence is supreme. All forces are intelligent. The force, when you sprain your wrist, is intelligent. The force that heals your wrist is intelligent. So maybe intelligence is just the force itself. And the only thing that changed, you follow so far, intelligence is the force itself. The force like you talk about in the Star Wars movie, the force, the source, the same thing. The force and the source are the same. So that is, how do you receive this? On one hand, the intelligence knows you need to sprain your wrist. On the other hand, the same intelligence knows you need to regenerate your wrist. So the entire process is actually regenerative. If it is spraining your wrist and, as you call, hurting you, it is simply just one chapter of the regenerative process. It is not separate from the regenerative process. It is part of it, inseparable. Now, if you want to get into the question of, but why does it have to hurt? Because sometimes the things that hurt are the only things that get your attention finally. That something needs to be restructured. If you decide in your meditation, and we will say this to you for all of you to add to your meditations, there are things that you want. There are things you want to change. There are things you want in your external world, whether it's money or whether it is love or whether it is a more fruitful, anything physical. Then there are things you want internally. You want to be free of patterns and old addictions, and you want to be free of sadness or depression or isolation or indecisiveness or even madness. So what you would have to do for yourself now is to understand how you are receiving. That means that you say, well, why do I have to learn from pain all the time? We say, right, why do you have to learn from pain? Could you not have gotten the same information from seeing two squirrels playing? You see two little squirrels playing, you observe them, you start to see how they're acting and how the wind is blowing and the sunlight is falling and the process of the soil, and you begin to learn. Why could you not learn from the sound of a baby crying with joy, laughing? Why did you have to learn by falling down the stairs? As you become more sensitive, isn't this interesting now, Oriah? We're going to end the talk with this. You are basically asking at the very core of some of your questions, how do I become less sensitive to that? Thing does not feel good. But actually, your purpose is to become more sensitive. If you want to become a better artist, you have to be more sensitive. If you want to become a better brain surgeon, you have to be more sensitive. Not jittery, not shaky, not a pushover, not unstable, not indecisive, not poor me, that kind of sensitivity, not poor you, that kind of sensitivity, not poor us, that kind of sensitivity. A sensitivity to go deep, deep into something. to not be distracted by that which is painful or disturbing, but to see how the constant regeneration is happening. Then you can decide in what arena you want to help. Could be many arenas. It could be 10, 20 ways you feel you are helping. But if your vibration is not of joy and peace, you're not actually spreading joy and peace. You're mechanically doing it. But you want to feel good doing it. You want to feel that it is also sourcing you. Some people are sourced by a fight, Oriah. They are sourced by the fight. Mm-hmm. Until later in life, when their bones are swollen and arthritis and they're wondering why they are so stressed, and somebody tells them, you have taken on all this stuff because you are an empath, and now they're 70 years old. Or they feel 70 and they're only 30. So you're learning how to regenerate. You must have a bigger capacity and not be afraid or start to freak out because you're finding out things. There are plenty. You will find out there are a billion bugs crawling on you right now. You're going to freak out. Some will.
Right. I forgot to add one last thing I think it's important to wrap up with. Could you share with people what a spirit guide is? Because some people don't really know.
Spirit guides are not your ancestors physically. They are not your grandmother or blood relatives that you have known. Though they may feel that way to you, they are kind of a symbolic spirit guide, meaning your spirit feels good that they are watching over you. But you talk technical, spirit guide is a job. You are all spirit guides in training. You may say a spirit guide does not incarnate in the way you understand incarnation. Spirit guides are surrendered to the multidimensional self. What we are is in essence a friendship. And we are traveling across the shores of consciousness with a very friendly hello. Or with you always, you have some that are gatekeepers. They are your main spirit guide. If you do not know your gatekeeper, choose an archangel. Usually that is a good point of reference for you. Or choose one that you would like to be your gatekeeper. That intention that is pure will give you a temporary gatekeeper, and as you expand this muscle that you must learn how to develop, you will feel your personal guide with you. Then you have other guides that work in different areas. You have a money guide. You have a physicality guide. You have a guide that is about you might call it the networking for you. Many different areas, like a company. And so you can, they are temporary. Some of them come through to help you through a certain situation. Spirit guide can be found sometimes you're traveling and their energy is more focused in a particular place on the planet. And you go there, you travel. They see you, hey, I like this one. They understand the connection, they understand the whole story, and they start to be with you. They're not attached to you, they're not an attachment. They are an entourage that it is friendly on every level. We do not interfere, though we interact.
In our future session, I would like to talk about reincarnation, how this planet is a school. I'd like to touch on creation and what we're actually learning here and about ourselves and others. So that would be in a future episode. I would love to have you back to do that, perhaps next week or something. So thank you so much.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Be well. Hi, everyone. Everybody good? Good.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, isn't it?
You've been channeling Red Eagle for 13 years. And
more than 13 years, but full trance channeling him 13 years.
And you channel many other guides.
I channel archangels, I channel certain figures from history. Some of my favorites that I've been channeled were in my book, which if you guys are interested in reading some more from the guides, this year my new book has come out. It's called The 9 Keys, and it is 9 chapters, each with a different spirit guide dictating and writing the chapters. I did not write this book. The spirit guides wrote this book, and the chapters are verbatim from them to you. And a few of the guides that I channel in that book are Nikola Tesla, King Arthur, of course Red Eagle, and some few surprises like Charlie Chaplin and Princess Diana.
And Helen Keller.
And a few more. And you can get it on Amazon, so it's very easy. Just go to Amazon and type in The 9 Keys and my name, Riz, R-I-Z, and you'll get it. And I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Me.
I hope we can do this on a somewhat regular basis, because there are a lot of questions. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come on.
You're welcome. You know how to reach me, Oriah. All right.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.